Welcome to Cosmic Sage 7, and I am here without any open chat. Reason is Mercury in retrograde has been really ugly, and I think for a lot of you, you may be experiencing this. The impromptu video that I put out earlier, which was supposed to be a notify kind of piece so that people would know that I was going to be out here, is no longer, and it went on for like 5 to 15 seconds or something like that, and I was using it as like kind of a door stopper so you'd know I was coming here. And excuse me, we're going to get the likes up if we can so that we can get a live stream. Now, we did have likes that I did capture out of that, and that does count, but it does not count for this because this is the live event that is occurring right now, which is not open to chat. Again, it is because of Mercury retrograde. And if you've been around the community a little bit, I don't dabble into the community so often, but I've had some snafus in my world. So I've been listening to readers a little bit, and they're all sort of kind of what I do. They're stuttering. Okay, so a lot of things are going on with the verbiage, verbal, how we talk, right? And how we relate, how we communicate. This is a big thing with community, trying to relay messages, truth, convey things, your side, my side, their side, whatever. And so I was like under this impression when I was getting downloads about doing this stream. What if somebody took advantage of this energy, say a hidden enemy, say somebody who plays in dark magic, and or they just like to just be nefarious and spread rumors, because I just dealt with something myself and I'm seeing a little bit of that going around. And so Mercury in retrograde can be like Loki on steroids, with the blood moon, the full worm blood moon coming on the 3rd. And the lineup we have right now, Mercury is fully in retrograde today. And it's 3 in the morning for my time, Pacific Standard, and some minutes, I don't remember the exact, for the full moon coming on the 3rd. And I'm going to say that you need to make some releases. And so maybe there are people, things, maybe you haven't fully recognized who your hidden enemies are. Maybe you need to. Maybe this will help you. If it doesn't, that's fine. But just take what you can and leave what is for who it's for. So without further ado, this is all signs. 18 plus is only the way that we read here. And I'm going to tell you who is getting read on right now. First of all, you're somebody who might have a Native American or somebody who's a shaman, somebody that your elder are looking after you. So you're somebody who could very well be protected by, say, your native background, your ancestry. So it doesn't matter what your heritage, really. It could be from anywhere on the planet, okay? This person is keeping very tight reins over you. It could be a masculine. It feels like it's a man, but it could be a woman in her masculine energy. So, you take that if you know who we're talking about, take that as you wish. And don't forget to like, because that will help get us in the door for the next stream, which hopefully will be today. If we get 20 plus, that is what we're looking at. And don't forget to subscribe if you're just getting here. I appreciate it. Okay, so you could be a scapegoat in your family. You could be a scapegoat. Somebody has branded you, say the outcast in the family, or they put you behind, say, some kind of wall. They don't want you to be part of the family, the clique. You don't go to the gatherings. You're not part of what's said. And this could be something you understand about your life. Maybe you don't belong to all the circles everyone else is in. You could be an Aquarius. You could be a Scorpio. You don't have to be, okay? This is what made to note who you are. If you volunteer, you have a big heart, you're willing and dedicated to service, to give service to others and or animals. This has got the Snow White feeling about it. So if this is how you come across, you might be a very, very naive person, so you don't realize that people are out here to be destructive. Okay, so Snow White, she had no idea that she was going to bite into that apple and that there would be a witch that would put her into a deep sleep. So therefore, this is the kind of situation you could be unknowing or just unbelieving that there are such things like that out here, okay? So this could be you, or maybe this was you before you opened your eyes. Maybe you realize now. And We have, you may have been in solitude because you have been going through a rebirth that took you to hell and back. So if this feels like you, make sure you do thumb up, okay? There's a lot coming. I'm going to give you some ideas of who is in your energy that is your secret enemy. This is Cosmic Sage. Thank you for coming in. So you're in a fool's journey now. You have really, really been through it to get this. Brand new beginning. You could be an Aquarius or an Aries. You don't have to be anywhere in the chart. Yes, you could be very ignorant and impulsive. Now, I don't mean this in a bad way, but this is back to the naivety. So you're just like, you're beginning, you're new. You know, there's things you don't know about. There's things that you are not aware of. I hope that I'm sounding loud and clear here. So you've moved on and you blocked something or someone who was not meant to be in your circle, at your table, in your life. And this someone could be, or they were, maybe they are, spreading rumors on you. Now, I'm feeling that the Mercury energy that we're sitting in right now is really flavored with, say, this kind of thing. People are playing with this timing, this window. They know. And also, if they put you in the back burner, they're like, I'm not going to bother. Say your name's Angela. They're not going to bother Angela, or say Frank. Say your name's Frank. And let's just say they all of a sudden start getting this hankering feeling like, wow, I wonder what's good, because they've got this like notion that they can cause stir, whatever dander, they can create trouble dynamic on you, because Mercury retrograde is making them think about you. It's making them pull back to the past, remembering you, remembering they lost that battle, that you turned around and you turned what is that? You turn the other cheek. I was going to say blind eye, but maybe, yeah, you totally phase them out. But the Jesus, Yeshua term, you know, turning the other cheek, you know, as in you live your life, I'll stay in my lane over here, you stay in yours over there. Okay, so this person may have been in your family. They might have been toxic, drama. There was some kind of argument, incompatibility going on with this person or these people. There were some boundaries you clearly had to put down in the sand to get on path so that you could make your dreams come true. This new path, this new fool's journey you're on now. We have family. Yeah, so some of you, this could be somebody quite literally that you share blood with, okay? So if you are a scapegoat, yes, in its inner circle, I saw community. It could be a work, neighborhood, any kind of inner circle, any kind of group. So say there's a group you belong to, or you once did. Say you left, you exited the building. You said, this isn't for me, I'm going. We have Archangel Michael. Okay, so Archangel Michael is protecting you. You've been protected from harm and divine interventions coming in against anyone who is trying to cause you trouble. You might feel certain things happen, but you know, it's not taking hold. Archangel Michael is there to make sure that he swiftly can get it before it turns into something that has fully been intended for you. And then we have saying less is saying more. So you've gone quiet. You're kind of radio silent on these people. You move in silence, and that is part of what is making them pretty mad, and they're trying to stir dander with you. So you don't need to say anything. So your quiet is powerful. The less you say, the quieter you are, the more you worry them. The ones that are your secret enemies. Now, they could be like, if you have a platform like this, they could be listening. They could be watching. They, you know, they could be driving by your house. They could be watching you at work. If you work in a professional setting where they have to come by, like say you work at a clinic or a hospital, or say you're at a perfume counter, you know, you're someplace like a travel agency, you're somewhere where you have to be seen. They could just kind of adapt a way to get around you noticing who they are and show up, or use another set of eyes, like pay somebody just to go by and maybe do even photos of you, because with, you know, cameras today, right? We have soulmate. You may have come into a relationship and or you left this situation so that you could clear your energy and you could get into a new romantic situation, soulmate or twin flame situation, or it doesn't have to be so powerful, but something like this. You're getting accolades in life now. That's what I'm getting, because you have people are hyping you up. They're cheering you on. You have cheerleaders. You have people who are supporting you because they see you for being very authentic in what you do. Okay, so you have supportive people around you. A little more about who these people could be. It gave you a little flavor of who you are. And there is some that might be peppered in here, but let me just give you a little bit about who they can be. And there's some that is going to float in here that's a little bit of this and that, and I'll announce what it is as I go. And don't forget, it's 𝗲𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗍 here, and like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. We will get things open for live questions if we have 20 plus. Thank you for the likes and for the subscribes. I always appreciate the OGs and everyone who's shown up. Thank you so much. This person could be okay, so let me get this one that's in my hand first. Okay, this is the reason why I don't want, with Mercury retrograde, I don't want to be distracted. So if I'm in here mingling with people in the community, it's easy to get distracted. So that is a lot of why I'm doing this way. Okay, so we have a month. I might see if this works. If it works, that's great. We'll do this and I'll still be able to do what you need me to for your personal questions. Okay, so we have, it could be a Libra, you could be a Libra, anywhere in the chart. They could be a person who, or maybe they thought you were, say, full of pomp, somebody who's like peacock, strutting your stuff, like a little bit of an ego, right? Too much pride. So that could also denote like Leo. So anywhere in the chart, but maybe they thought that of you, or this is them, definitely. So you'll know if it's them, right? Now karma's coming up. Now I'm kind of feeling the lineup in the sky right now with Saturn involved and Mercury in retrograde. It's telling on ourselves kind of energy. So people are flubbing their words. They don't know how to come up with what to say. This is going on across the board everywhere. People are going through this. And with that full moon, it's like everything's culminating. It's bubbling to the surface. And people are really piqued to know what you have to say. They're listening to your every word. They're hanging on every little thing you say and how you say it, right? Okay, so karma, why me? Good or bad, karmic cycle, justice will be served. Okay, so the person is wanting you to get karma. Your secret enemy is hanging around, probably pretending to be a friend or a supporter, and they're waiting for the great big setup. Okay, let's see when this person falls off of their, let's see. I said Frank and Angela, those are our pretend people, okay? Let's see when they fall off of their high horse. This is the way they're talking, okay? So they're thinking you need to fall down, the karma needs to hit, and they probably, I don't know for certain, I did see some energy though. We'll find out more. But they could have played with magic to try to make things, force things, but things do boomerang when people do things that are not correct, right? So that could be happening. This person could be a businessman, and they could like to wear like blue suits. They look good in blues, sapphire. That could be you. We have, they're slow to commit. Somebody that might be an earth sign, okay? That could be you, okay? A boss will take care of you. And now when I say take care of you, if this is a silent enemy, a secret enemy, yes, they will take care of you, in the way that they would, right? So we have ninja. They move stealthy like a ninja, okay? And this could be somebody who's a father, or they could be in your family even. They could be like a brother, who's a father. They could be a work associate that's a father. They don't have to be a love interest or a past one. They could be just somebody who identifies as being a father. We have Taurus, anywhere in the chart, you or your silent secret enemy. And we have Night. I'm getting a strong vibe here because I had two different energies come out from two different decks, that the person could be, for some of you, military or ex-military. Okay, so this means it could be any branch, you could be from any nation. Okay, so they could have already served time, or they are thinking about being in the military. So this is a military related person. They're very strategic. They know how to be stealth. They know how to move and be armored when it comes to battle. They enjoy it. So this could be anywhere in the chart, Pisces for you or them too. Or this person could also speak to the deity Anubis, which is, this could be DEATH kind of magic they're doing. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be alarming or triggering here, but you need to know if it's for you. If it isn't, it isn't. Now, if you have a pendulum or something, ask yourself. Ask with your pendulum. If you don't, just get it clarified elsewhere. But if you don't even have to take it, okay, I'm just going to say this right now. It is best to err in the middle because we are living in a time where everything is blending and the pits of you-know-what are opened and everything is here with us right now. So it's just better not to pretend that they're not here with us when they are. And people are using them. That's what they do, is they make some kind of contract to utilize, summons a dark force, if you will. a DEMON. Okay, so that's what that is, right? And that's how they get what they need done. They use other entities. Thank you so much for the likes. And I see 6 of you are sitting in here. I hope you're enjoying. Okay, so we have magician. Yes, so somebody here is, now I'm going to get that they're a skilled magician, because this is somebody who is wearing a top hat and you can't see, he's hiding his face. You can't see his face. This is somebody who's been at it a long time, not maybe with just you. This is somebody who could have grown up in magic. Okay, so this is somebody who knows their way around sorcery. And that's for someone, as I said. Now, Scorpio, and that is anywhere in the chart. It could be for you, and it could be for your person that we're talking about. Sagittarius as well, for you or your person, anywhere in the chart. And we have magic showing up again. Now, this magic is a lower level magic, so there's no K at the end. I'm going to say that one of you, or only a couple of you, are maybe dealing with a darker, say, force here, somebody who wants to do something really, really dark on you. And most of you, it's just like, it's small level, because when you put a K on it, it is really dark. Okay, it's heavier. When you have just the C, it's just dabbling. It's somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing. And don't ask me how I know that. I do not practice magic. I'm just going to say that right here. Okay, so you've pissed them off. They are your secret enemy because you pissed them off. You've like, yeah, you woke the beast. There is a beast within this person. They may be a carrier of a demon. I don't know. But if they carry narcissistic qualities, I don't want to be alarming, but narcissism it's kind of like Jezebel spirit. It is demon related. So get prepared. They want to come at you. So they're waiting to expose you of anything that you, so he or she, okay? I don't know why I said he like that, he, haha, right? Maybe they want to laugh at you. They want to laugh at your expense. So this is like somebody who, they want to see what you're guilty about. They want you to confess. And again, I'm just going to put this out here. If you have a platform, they want you to just embarrass yourself and do it to yourself. I'm just letting you know. And that is what they're using is Mercury against you with the rest of the lineup right now with the players in the sky. Your intuition is strong, and that might be why you were guided here. So I would say that if you aren't somebody who's been on my channel and you just happened on here just by happenstance, you were put here for a reason. And if you don't get to my lives that often, and all of a sudden, boom, you saw Cosmic is here, well, maybe they are telling you, your guides, right, that you need to light some sage, and you need to, shields up, get that protection up, to stronger, speak to your guides, get your angels in gear. But you have Archangel Michael if you prescribe to the angels. Okay, the universe is guiding you, so just follow your intuition. Now, some of you are also enlightened, and you're becoming more spiritually adept. You're initiated. Your abilities are just peaking. They're growing. They're strengthening. And this is part of what has this, specifically the darker one, really mad, because it's like they're racing the clock. Okay, they're racing the clock because they don't want you in your full glory. They don't want you to have that kind of power. They'd rather have you saying things and embarrassing yourself and pulling the covers over your head and pretending that it didn't happen. Okay, so we have recharge. So if you're feeling drained and you have dealt with this person and you don't know who they are draining you, and you feel like you have no energy after they are in your presence. They're an energy vampire, or they're carrying something and they might not be aware. So even sorcerers can use people in your circle, in your family, at work, anywhere, that unknowingly are used like puppets. Because if those people are not aware of what they are doing, their full actions, their intentions, they're unaware of what they do through day to day. They're not spiritual. They don't live their lives like they care how the spirit affects the flesh, right? That the two things are melded, right? Then they could be like into lowbrow things. They could be into gossip. They could be into, say, sexual, like with people they don't know, or just doing things that are, like DRUGs, and just doing things that are very, very low vibrational. These people in your circle, your family, could be very easily puppeteered because, like I said, it's invisible forces that will slip under the radar into the person. And that's how they get in. Okay, so we have ignoring, not understanding each other. This person feels that you ignored them. And that, again, goes back to that kind of like you basically just being a silent mover. Okay, you're a silent mover. And this person who is your silent or secret enemy, they could be a barber, hairdresser, nail tech, a beautician. Oh no, I said that. That was what we used to call that, right? Cosmetologist, somebody in the beauty industry, and or I'm thinking threads too. Somebody who might be in the fashion industry. They have a sewing machine. They know how to get a pattern out and slap together a dress. Somebody who really knows their way around whatever fashion needs to mean. This person could be a driver. They could be driving around your house or work. Yeah, they could be Uber Eats or DoorDash, one of these. They could do that, and maybe it gives them a chance to have proximity to you so that they can clock the drive your direction just to get a looky-loo at who's in your parking lot or things like that, right? You might have been in the club with them, or if you go to a club, say you go to a club and they're trying to sit and act innocuous, they're hanging around, or you see them because they're your secret enemy. That means you might see them and say, hey, how are you doing? It's funny to run into you here. But this person is there because they're really trying to get in your energy and be nosy. Okay, so frustrated. And you could actually be hanging out with this person. So this is something to be very on guard about too. Okay, frustrated. So they're tired of you. So whatever's going on in favor for you, they're just tired of it. They're tired of hearing the good news that's happening for you. Whatever's going on for you, it's good. And they just are sick of it. They think you have pretty privilege. And yeah, they think that you get everything just because of how you look or you're attractive, or there's some kind of status about you in your looks department that makes them think that's the only reason you got that grade, you got that job, you got that raise, that boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, okay? So this person's a rageaholic, talkaholic, or secret hater. They could have an influence platform or something like that, or they just kind of sit at the table and they just shout a little loud. They get passionate. They're very, very boisterous. This is somebody who might talk too much. Their gums just won't quit. I just saw a video of a clip of a show that a movie I watched years back with Shelley Duvall. Some of you might know her from The Shining. Anyways, she did a film. It was very obscure, and she was a nervous person, so she'd flap her jaw a lot. She'd sit at the break table. She worked at a hospital, and she just would talk, and nobody would really say anything around her because they really didn't want to engage. This person could be that kind of person. Okay, so the family. Again, this could be somebody tied to your family tree. And we have opposites. And also some of you may want to look at your chart. This hidden enemy could be your opposite. So the descendant, which would be the 6 going into the 7th line, the sign that's straight across from your ascendant, you would need to look at that. Okay, so this is a double agent. So this is somebody who, if you have a platform, say you have an opposing platform, say somebody has like, let's just say it's hair coloring, say tutorials or cosmetic or something like that. This person has something that is like yours, and they have a co-opted friend that they've asked the friend, hey, will you coordinate taking iView over there at that channel? I want to see what that channel's up to. And in truth, neither of the parties really like you. This person may have decided that you two are in the outs for some reason. The other person doesn't like you because they know that you have a leg up on them. And so there's a competition feeling here. Then we have Mr. Fake Nice Guy. So if you have a nice guy showing up, and it could be a woman too in masculine energy, but this would be an air or a fire sign maybe, is somebody who wants to come across as very nice, but they are maybe fake as a $2 bill. And that is an American joke, okay? Nip and tuck. This is somebody who is thought about, or they have actually done facial work, as in surgical. We have duplicitous. Okay, so this person is very deceitful. And if they're your secret enemy, you might not have recognized this yet. You might have had some signs, though. They could have a criminal record. You might not know it. If you do know it, then it's not a secret because they have warrants for their arrest, and it might have been something where they had to go in and disappear for some while. This could be your jealous ex, okay? So that gives you an idea of who as well. So if you're dealing with a jealous ex, it's possible that he or she cannot move on. This could be a romantic rival because your jealous ex won't move on. The jealous rival, this is about love, a romantic rival. This person thinks, if only my ex would get over Angela or, okay, Frank, right? Apparently your person, your past person can't let you go. And this could be for some of you. Also family issues. Yeah, there's a lot of dysfunction and arguments going around in the family. So it could be that there's some kind of stir going on in the family and you're feeling like you just want out. You don't want involved. But the family seems to be in this kind of like maelstrom of like, let's drag our family member who's been scapegoated anyway. Let's drag them in. And if we can't drag them in, well, then we'll just play on their energy. We'll just like, we'll peek in on how things are going. We'll stir some dander. And so, yes, they could actually be doing like a lowball things on you, low brow things on you, which is kind of low, you know, like maybe lower tier magic. So it's not the big magic unless you're from a family that really dabbled and has history and you would know maybe, or you'd have some kind of a feeling, an inkling. Okay, so we have baby trapped. Okay, wait a minute. We're going to come back to that. Don't forget I said that. Because some of this is supposed to be what's coming for them for being. And I didn't separate it real well. So I'm trying to go before I... Okay, so this person who is right now, this could be the first time they've ever targeted somebody this way. Being a secret enemy, you could be their first. And they've already done things to get their way when it comes to magic. So they know how to dabble with that, say for glamoring and making themselves look good, get the successful things they want. But they never really had somebody that they deemed an enemy, so they targeted you. It could be the first time. For some of you. Now, this person would be the kind of person you would see their avatars would have horns and they play it off, they laugh it off and say that, yeah, it's Lucifer, it's Satan, it's Taurus, whatever they want to say, or it's Capricorn, Aries, they would just explain it away. But it is really their dark side. Their villain era is coming out. They are definitely walking into their villain era and they're exercising their skills on you. So this is a covert operation. So this is something that you fell into unknowingly. You didn't know you were like the target of a masked person who would like to strategize stealthily to undertake you or put you in a position so that your dirty laundry would come to the surface. They could really come after you with sensitive material, matters from the way back even. They could have gone real far back because here we have dirty laundry. Number 71 could mean something to you. 17, you could be an Aquarius or a Leo. Yeah, some of this stuff could be harmful. So they are really out to cause trouble for you. They feel entitled to whatever it is that's yours. Yeah, they don't feel like that they've done the work, but they feel that because they are in that villain mentality, it's like, well, it's mine and I'm going to take what I feel is mine. You know, evil laugh, insert, right? And passwords, they are snooping so that they can crack into your machinery. So if you have a Droid, Windows, Apple, whatever you have, they really want to get in and they want to see what they can. So they could be eavesdropping. They could have tagged your car. They could be really, really tracking you in ways that are very sinister and against the law in many places. Yeah, they're up to espionage for some of you. Okay, so just mind you, this is not for everybody. Okay, so I see we're at 20. I'm going to keep on going. So please don't leave. I will be done soon, but I want to get all these cards done. And thank you so much for getting us to 20. But please do, anyone who shows up, the more that you show up and the higher likes we get, the longer I'll be at the other reading we will open, which will have an open chat. Thank you so much. So espionage, they are trying to gain info. They got binoculars. They're doing all they can, eavesdropping. They're also poachers. So if you have somebody who is an influencer or a designer, a person who would want credit, it could be a music artist, okay, somebody who would want to take credit for your work. You're composing and or you're making a design. Say you want to be the next Kate Spade or Jimmy Choo. I don't know the new designers, but these are the ones I'm most familiar with right now. But I'm just going to say they are looking at ways to copycat you. The name Sydney could be, or Sydney Australia. I don't know. Sydney's coming to mind because and also Melrose. You know, I'm thinking Melrose Place, and also Donna. Tori, Kelly. These names could mean something. I don't know. They could. Trauma dumping. So this person who is your supposedly secret enemy, right? You realize that they siphon you. They just leave you just like plum suckered out. You just can't. Plum tuckered. I said suckered. So they think you're a sucker. Okay. They do. They do. They dump trauma on you, and you have no idea that it's coming until after it's too late, because you're a person who's unsuspecting. You're a good person. You don't think somebody's going to do this, but if that person that we're talking about has secretly made a pledge to come at you as an enemy in their villain era, you get to play the role of the victim. That means that they siphon you, leave you dry, high and dry, and you don't know what hit you. It's kind of like getting a hit and run. You're like, what happened? And this is if you're feeling trauma from say some kind of karma dumping or trauma dumping, either way, okay, this person may be an energy vampire too. So to some degree, they know what they're doing. Not everyone will, but some of them will, okay? Now, if they're out to be your obvious, now, I'm not going to get into this debate, but sometimes the demon itself that takes a seat in the person can be the one with the vendetta, okay? So I'm just saying that, but I won't go down that vein here at this time. This is Cosmic Sage. If you're just getting here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and save for later. Thanks so much for being here. And I am going to keep reading. So this person could end up in a situation where everything that they've been doing, and if they've been plotting some kind of dangerous criminal act on you, it's going to come back at them. So that is not good news, but that is what we have here. So you could be doing your RTSs, your return to senders. They might be finding themselves a lookalike, a doppelganger, not physically. Somebody's energy is going to come at them, and it's going to be so attractive, so appealing, and they're going to want to cozy up to them in a romantic sense, maybe. This person's going to be just like them, so they won't know which one of us is going to stab who in the back, right? So this is the sort of the aftermath. This is what happens from doing what they're doing with you. It's sort of the karma that they're building right now. And they might have somebody freeloading. So this could be a person who's going to come at them and expect them to do all the work. There's going to be bad reviews. So back to being a designer or an artist of some kind, right? Influencer, whatever, fill in the slot, right? For who it is for your person, who would be your enemy secretly. They're going to get bad reviews. Okay. So if this is how they make their money, this is going to hurt the business. Okay. And police authority could get involved. Say they are poaching copyright material, or it's obvious somebody has flagged, say, an account, and they say that account belongs to somebody over here. So say they're on TikTok and they're doing it from YouTube. We're just using this as an example. The police and or whatever authorities can get involved, and it looks like they will be, because there is a veiled threat. There is a veiled threat. This person thinks that they can capitalize off of you, okay? And they might have, but they're going to end up in a lot of trouble for doing this. This was a revenge plot, okay? So ultimately, they were unwilling to throw in the towel with getting at you, right? And so the karma is building up, and I think that the full moon is going to be an event that they will not forget. So this is for the person that we're speaking on, who is your unseen, unrecognized enemy, somebody who is in your circle. They plot, they smile in your face, and they are certainly not your friend for real. So baby trapped. If this is a masculine, he's going to be baby trapped. He's going to have somebody get knocked up, and they're going to say it's yours, and he's going to be saddled with custody papers, and or not maybe custody, but child support. And this could be somebody who's had more than one, so this is going to hurt them. So they won't back down. So let's just say this is somebody who keeps on getting up, and they're up for the fight. They know full well that you're protected, okay? They know, because everything's bouncing back, and your guides and Michael and your ancestor that we saw earlier in the read is there to protect you. They're savagely keeping a wall so that you have everything bouncing off of you. And so there is some spiritual abuse going on, quite obviously. Just a moment. there is some spiritual abuse going on, quite obviously. We noted that a couple times, right? Okay, so this is a pirate. This is somebody who wants what is yours. Now, I'm getting intellectual property. I'm getting artistic creations. I'm getting codes. Maybe you have specific codes. Maybe you created something that is even scientific or architecture. I'm getting maybe blueprints. I don't know. There's something very, very artistic, yet maybe meet science. Maybe you're an app developer, or this is, I don't know, this is just kind of like anything goes, right? So it could be that you are an influencer online. You read like I do. It could be anything, right? But spiritual court's coming, and there's going to be testimony, and they are going to be in trouble in spiritual court. Now, I'm going to just, I'll save these actually for the reading when we come in. I have another pile, a couple piles here. Okay, so this person could face destitution for being this vindictive towards you. They are going to be impatient because what they're waiting for with divine timing, it's like spinning its wheels. And it's kind of like that John Lennon song. I just watching the wheels turn round. Can't remember the name of that song. But the song kind of, it's like somebody impatiently wanting things to happen for them. Divine timing is at work, is at play. But this person has done nothing right. They've been bad. They've done things. They've stolen your energy. They've come in and they've ruined. They've been a pirate. They've ruined. You aren't even noticing it. Okay. You might not have even noticed it till now. And maybe you're like, oh, that's what was going on. The thing is, the divine and the most high, the high council is going to rule against them because of this wicked, divine abuse, spiritual abuse. And this person who is the secret enemy to the listeners will be facing spiritual setbacks. So anything that they wanted for themselves isn't going to occur. They may have to wait a good long while. And this could follow them into the next lifetime. That does happen too. Magical tools, yes, because they were working with magical tools. They might have offered sacrifices, and I'm not going to go into that, but you kind of get the idea. They're going to be jilted. So if they have a wedding date or something, I have a wedding gown here showing with no bride in the dress. So it could be runaway bride kind of thing, or even if it's a would-be divine feminine, she isn't going to have her guy there at the altar. He's going to stand her up. And some of these people are already recognizing this because we're going into spring real soon. We're at the tail end of what would be considered winter in the US. Anyways, winter's almost over. And cuffing season is what that's about. People who saddle up with each other through the cold weather. So their person who saddled up with them, they might not realize just did it temporarily. They were a temporary stop. We have an afterthought. Yeah, so this person was not the first choice. So this is the results of their playing in your energy, being a secret enemy to you and using divine gifts to, abuse you and your energy and your plans, right? So they make a bad deal, and so it does not go in their favor. So there's like everything's going to go against them. There's some kind of warning coming for them about some kind of sudden ending. Okay, so it could be that they have seriously life or DEATH consequences because of their health or their behaviors, their habits. This could be like, say, your car, we're going to impound it, or your home, you can't have it because you're not paying, for the lease, the rent, whatever it is, right? There's a surprise pregnancy again. Okay, so I'm getting, if it's a guy, he is spreading his seeds everywhere. Okay, or his bullets, whatever we call them. I forget what they call them. I'm sorry, this is a laugh ha moment, right? So if you're having any kind of like alkalized water or any kind of like healthy, tonic or something like that, this is your drinking game right here. So yes, haha. So there is an unexpected, unplanned pregnancy. Okay. So this is a person. So it could be a woman that is your, say, secret enemy, and she could just get knocked up and she didn't expect it. And that could be bad. There's also a change in career. Yeah, getting fired is a potential for this person. The secret enemy. I got to get that. That might be clarification. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, sorry. I had to get it or it was going to keep ringing. This person could also become disowned by their own family. So maybe they're not scapegoated. Maybe they're from some kind of family that they didn't want to be disinherited out of or kicked away from, like say thrown out of the nest or thrown away, not welcome to the door. I did have a set of shoes showing up, knocking at the door, and disallowed to show up. And so we have relocation. They may, as I said previously, if they lose their job, they might not be able to pay for the rent. They might have to move unplanned and they might have to size down. If they're lucky to get a place, it'll be so unrecognizable to you the next time you see them, if you do, after the karma hits, because they're going to basically be erased. The presence is erased, Jane Doe. And I don't mean that they're ended so much as I think they're going to be so embarrassed they're going to pull themselves off of say public websites, and or they just don't want to be seen and they change themselves up a bit. So this is somebody who I think is afraid to step into the light because they have really, everything's coming to roost. They've done, say maybe the most to anybody. Maybe you're the first enemy that they put like really hateful things on. They still stole from people. They still, cheated people. They did things, right? We have code switch. Yes, this is coming in right after this. And it's like kind of like a chameleon. You have a split face here, and you have this beautiful face on one side, which is obviously probably from glamour magic. The other side is like a decrepit side, like somebody who's finally showing themselves for who they are. And it's like either they won't have the money to keep up whatever spell, illusion they were creating, and or there's just no way they can keep this farce going. It's kind of like, I don't know if some of you've seen all the filters everybody online is using. Maybe those filters no longer will work. Maybe they will be hacked. Maybe somebody will outlaw them and say that they are not supposed to be used. I mean, now they're trying to come after everything we do, right? With our, with the camera surveillance when you go to the grocery store, the bank, anywhere you go, right? So maybe they don't want people online if they're going to be face people, right? They don't want them to be showing off say disguised faces, right? They're wanting to see things. So maybe the filters will disappear. It does not have to be, but it does seem like the revelation of the real person under whatever glamour thing that they were using is fading out. So chaos is coming for them. Yes, they're going to have a real big downfall, and it's hitting. And their minimum wage job that they're going to get is not going to pay enough for all the things they need for what they need to do. They're going to get hate mail. They're going to get maybe some kind of hate messages on their, say, their social media. Maybe they were making promises they couldn't keep. So maybe they had, say, Instagram or TikTok shop or something like this, right? And they were making promises they could not deliver. You know how some people have these places, these storefronts, and this person might not have delivered everything they should have. Maybe they lost the rent. It expired, you know, the lease where they did their art, or maybe they got so involved in hating on you or doing magic on you and maybe others that they forgot the serious things in life that they needed to remember. They lost sight of their own importance, of what was, you know, their foundation. We have unwelcome, uninvited guest. Just a second. Okay, so this is the one where the family is going to shut the door. This could be circles. This could be clubs. This could be school. This could be anybody. Somebody is going to try. So whichever of you has a secret enemy out here, they're going to try and knock on doors. And they're going to get refused. They're going to get rejected. We have sirens. And they're going to be very vulnerable to maybe people who are going to be in their ear telling them things, and they'll believe what they're, so it could be somebody who would believe, and it's tempting to hear a rumor or gossip about you and believe it, right? So maybe this is something that they're doing. Maybe they're so desperate, they're just like, did my magic work? Is it working? And so they're listening to sirens, people speaking secrets, or there's whispers and they're listening. Storm brewing. So there is something that is building, and I think this has to do with the full moon and the 3rd. There is something building up. You have a shadow competitor. This could be your secret enemy. I've been saying this already, but the card come out. This person could wear sunglasses. They might like the color yellow. Yeah. They've secretly been competing with you, so you didn't even know it was a competition. It's kind of like there are people who do dabble into tarot that come out here and they have their own channels. It's like, what if somebody was at your channel, or they were hanging around, say, your boutique, or wherever you do your business, right? Or what it is you think that, you know, is your place that you do what you do. And this person was dabbling into your energy, maybe poaching the people that come there, maybe coming in there and taking your ideas, maybe just being very, very good at competing, but you didn't know you were in a competition. The thing is, you're an originator, you're authentic. How are they going to compete with that? Really, how can they compete with the original? Yes, they can take people, but people are so, if they're going to be that way, they're flighty anyway. If they're going to leave one, say, competitor for another, and the one that wasn't competing is authentic, then those people, it's not doing you any favor for those people to stay anyway. I'm just saying, that's for who it's for. Okay, so we have drama magnet. So yes, this person is maybe an attention seeker. So I'm also feeling you might know them to know that they get into mood swings, and they're yeah, I'm getting that they get into drama when it comes to relationships. So they're the kind of person that breaks up like every 5 minutes with their person, and or they have to be in a breakup, or maybe they have to have fights going around in the relationship to some level. We have false promises. Number 118 could mean something, but this is about broken trust. So they no longer have the trust of somebody that they really, really want the trust of. Maybe somebody they cherish. We have lies or unraveling. So I think this is somebody they really wanted. I think that this person is recognizing them for a liar. This person that they want, maybe realizing and seeing the truth of who they are. I had a snake, you know, 2 cards back, there was a snake there. So they're showing their colors, and also the disguise, it's falling away, right? The cards keep on falling. So yes, the chips will fall where they fall, right? Fake, yes, fake checks, scammer. This person has been writing phony checks, you know, funny money. They used to say it, funny money. They are trying to pay things with things that aren't real. So whatever way they can do that, I don't know how they're doing that, but that is something they might be playing with. And so they're going to feel backstabbed by the person they cherish most, because the person is going to see them and call them on their stuff. They have invested badly, unwisely, and it's going to come back to them. So this person might look to somebody for help. Okay, so they're going through, with the karma coming for them, they're going through some kind of a need for somebody to save them, right? And we have heroic nonsense. Somebody that's going to come at them and they're going to say, you know, that they'll fix things. They'll be there for them. They'll be their strong person. This person will not be there for them. It doesn't have to be in a love situation, but it kind of is feeling like this person is looking for that in a love situation. We have rumor monger. Yeah, so this person is going to start feeling what they did to you. So if they were rumor mongering on you, they're going to start hearing the sirens, the whispering. We have burnout blues. This person's going to get mentally exhausted just from trying to keep up with everything from day to day. They're hoping for a joyful reunion. That's what the divine timing is. They want something. Could be a twin flame, could be a soulmate. They want something with somebody who they really, really cherish. And I think it's a breakup, makeup kind of deal. So it could be twin flame. Like, you know, you touch the burner, it's too hot. And, or maybe they have, like, they are juggling. I don't know. We haven't seen that yet. But we do have end of the road. So there are endings coming for this person. As the full moon approaches, things are going to be ending for this person they didn't plan. They had plans for so many other things, and part of it was using your energy to get where they had to get. We have in the shadows, so they still watch you. They watch you even though they're going to be going through this right now. What this is happening, building between now and the 3rd. And this is I got it in the reverse. This person would call themselves a divine feminine, but they are in the reverse. So they are toxic and or oh, there's another word for that, and I can't remember what that one is. But this person is not healed or healing. They're not working on healing at this time. They might feel that they deserve accolades and medals. They have an entitled mentality. There's evidence is mounting against them. Yeah, so I think that the karma is that there is evidence that's going to be used. It could be that if they are taking people's ideas, copyrights, things like intellectual, artistic pursuits, they're indulging in other people's creations. I think they're going to pay for that. So they're going to get involved maybe with somebody as they're working hard, trying to get themselves back to standards that they need. They're going to have somebody that's going to be on their coattails that is a gold digger, just like maybe they might have been. I don't know. But they do have a virtual mask that they are going to put back on because they have fallen. We have finesse. Yes, this is a smooth operator. Your person who is your secret enemy is somebody that can finesse. They can change themselves. They can alter themselves when it seems to be fit, right? What I'm getting is somebody who would go to a party and they'd have a different ball gown on and they just go to different ones. You know how the mask's on? And I'm getting kind of like, oh, I'm kind of feeling like this is somebody who's just, they're trying to build themselves up again, but it's narcissist, I think. Somebody who has to take from other people to create themselves because they don't really know who they are. So this may be who your person is. If that is yours, it is yours. But not everybody, again, I'm going to say that, not everybody does have a person who is a secret enemy. This is for if you feel it or if any of this has been feeling like it could be possible. Because your intuition would know. Smoke and mirrors. This person's trying to keep the illusion up. So the imagery, the illusion magic, the glamour magic, whatever it is they're trying to appear like. Yeah, because they're retaliatory on you and they're spiteful, vengeful, everything is coming back for them. It's just coming back. So we have, they're not showing all their cards. So I think that the divine is going to force them, because we have devil tendencies, to be seen as they are. So back to the horns. So if you see them, they could have an avatar with horns on it, and it could be red and black. Obsessions, addictions, okay? So they're going to fall back into bad tendencies they might not have cleared. And there could be a situation, either they're going to date somebody with multiple babies, or the pregnancy scares that we saw. It could be that they're going to wind up with extra babies and maybe they don't have room or finances or the energy. But somebody who is a secret enemy could be having more children than they planned. And this may be somebody, they don't have to be feminine, they could be water, and they could be earth, but it says promiscuous. They could be promiscuous. So the ripple effect, yes, it's going to come back on them. So everything that they've done to you and everything that they do in the world, right? Because you may not be the only one they hurt, though in your situation, you're the one that they actually are targeting. So it doesn't mean that you're not the only one hurt by them, though. Okay, so then we have financially using you. So this person could have been a family member, a lover, okay, a friend. This could have been, and they were actually asking you for a spot of money here and there, and they were secretly hating you. So if you know who I'm talking about, this could have been that person. It might be coming around on them. So it's that F around and find out thing. So if they did this to you, if they ever took money from you and they were really hating on you, and you figured this out, they're getting it back. Somebody's going to do this to them. Yes, they're going to find a leech. They're going to have a leech, and they might not recognize it. This person could have been a cyberbully on you. Okay, they could have said hateful things, mean things. So the karma coming for them is they're going to be in isolation, as I said earlier. They have isolation. They're just sitting there, no show. So if they have, say, engagements, there'll be nobody there. Say they want to go on stage. They want to sing a song. They want to be a comedian and tell a joke. Nobody's going to show. You know, this is because people have recognized that they can't come through. They won't come through. And or they've done some magic. And or everything about them has been fake. It's all been illusions. And nobody really wants to go see something that was created by the masks of others, right? So if they're not the originator, they're not the authentic source. Nobody really wants to see that, right? It's kind of like a lip syncer. You don't want, unless you know you're going for a lip syncer, you don't want to see somebody mouth out music if they're not the real one singing the music. Distorted messages. Yeah, so somebody has maybe a cyberbully edge to them and they are distorted with what they say. I have some more to go and then we will be at the next stream in a moment. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it. And I hope you're all enjoying this and maybe you're getting something out of it, maybe not. But this is overlooked. Yes, so maybe somebody thinks you overlooked them. There's an old movie coming to mind right now. It could be that there's an application, maybe for a rental or something. So if it's not somebody in your personal circle, it could be somebody who's mad because you have like a rental that you were, or a job that you were like the one to go to for that, and you didn't take their application, so they have it out, an extra grant on you. So living rent-free in their head, yes. So this is somebody who thinks about you day and night. You are their day and night moment. That revenge they have, it's like they plot from the moment they wake up to when they put their head on the pillow. But they're burning out from the mental stress. So that is the karma that's tripping them up. And also they have underlying health issues coming up. And I think it's because they're not resting and they're letting this eat them alive. This kind of energy is eating them alive. And fishing. Yes, so this person could be showing up on your social media as a catfish, and or they're trying to hook you into something. So if you don't know who they are yet, you might need to figure this out. They could be somebody who's a social climber, so they know a bigger influence channel, and or they know somebody in the community who is somebody, and they're doing what they can to get ahead because of that person. Their past is going to outweigh them. Everything's coming back for them from the past. Their technology, Mercury's in retrograde, this could happen to anyone, could hit the skids. It could quite literally fall into a body of water or something. Their goals are going to be destroyed. I don't know how this is going to happen, but it looks like because of karma, things are going to fall apart for them because of karma. Yeah, so they get to play the role of the underdog now. And it doesn't look cute on them. So I think that they have to wear this for a little while till they correct themselves. They have to be humble for a little while. This is somebody who might have been jealous of your beauty. So if you're a woman, oh, if you're a man, even a handsome man, right? This is somebody insecure. They're intimidated by you. Something about you, it definitely intimidates them. We have house cleaning and eliminating undesirables. So maybe you deadheaded your friend list or something like that at Facebook or somewhere like that, right? And because I had Facebook in the reading the other day, maybe it had something to do with you saying, I just don't have time. I can't make time. I only have time for this, that, and the other. My life is just so full. I can't do this with you. I can't go to this club. I can't, you know, and this person took it real serious. So it could be that kind of thing too. They're going to have financial constraints come up. They're going to feel some things squeezing them financially, which we already kind of went over, but they've been wasting time too much. The clock has been ticking. So the divine is paying attention, that they abuse the clock on getting revenge on you for some reason, and or just hating you for whatever reason, secret competition, whatever it is, right? The divine is recognizing this, and the things they want are not going to happen. Future is uncertain for this person. Yeah, they might have to become work addict. So somebody who's like going to clock in a lot of hours because they're not getting paid much, and they need to kind of like saddle it up, you know, boost their, you know, their time that they're at the clock. And it's going to really eat them alive, because they're going to get tired. They're going to like find themselves siphoned of energy like what they did to you. And so what we have here is got connections, influential connections. So again, I think they're going to cozy up. They're going to do some clout chasing. They have to cozy up to somebody. So it looks like that's what their plan is, to be somebody of help. We have entanglements, a help to make, say, extra coin or get noticed, or, you know, be somebody again, right? To build themselves up again, get their name and, you know, noticed, right? We have entanglements. And so there's messy, busybodies coming up out of the, say, undercurrents. Okay, the evil eye will be on them. So it looks like it's going to look back at them. So they put it on you, it's coming back on them. Legal matters. Okay, this is spiritual court, but they could literally, because of the copyright issues, they could quite literally be going to, say, court because they've stolen somebody's intellectual property. I don't know what, but if they profited off something that wasn't theirs, it's going to come back. And unfortunately, I don't think that that's going to be an easy thing to face. So if they've been cashing checks and or signing their name and saying, yes, I created this, you know, this is going to come back on them. Uncloseted. So all the secrets and lies they said on you and or to anyone else about anyone else, rumors that they could have done with anybody, or this is going to come back. It's coming back with their karma. So they want to turn a new leaf. Okay, so they recognize they're not going to have a chance if they don't, right? That is where we started with you. Okay, so you turned a new leaf. I don't know what kind of life you had before. You may have done some things you're not proud of. You might have been somebody who made mistakes. You slipped into the wrong relationships, though you were warned not to. You took the wrong job, though you were warned not to. But any accidents you made, any mistakes, anything that you overcommitted to, anything you couldn't come through on, you have been humbled. You have paid that price. You went through a time of monkhood or nunhood or whatnot. You were someone who, you lit that Palo Santo. You said, I need to take action. I need to do something. You desired to find your secret abilities, those psychic gifts, the clairs, and you have been trying to be spiritual. You've been trying to atone for those things you feel you made mistakes on, people you hurt, maybe in your past. You have tried. You've tried to see things different. You've tried to begin a new chapter in your world, a new renewal, a phoenix. And your wish fulfillments are coming in because of it. This is what has attracted this person to come at you. And sailing above drama. So you're somebody who you could just be peaceful, like a happy fish. Could be Pisces again, like I said, Pisces earlier. But sniper bullet could be coming at you. And like I said before, when we started out, you might not even be aware. Sniper bullet was coming at you. So all this stuff has happened and you may not have known. It could be an in-law. So if you've been somebody who suffered from some kind of divorce, you could have in-laws who are after you, or say you're in some kind of marriage, or maybe you're estranged and the in-laws are targeting you. It could be they're your secret enemy. You might already know this then, but somebody is doing 100 search for on you just to see how well you're doing. And yes, there was a divorce fallout for some of the listeners here. So there are people that were, say, connected by via friendship to the spouse that you're leaving behind, or family. And chronic complainer. So you might know who it is if all they do is complain. So the days are ugly and the money is low and You know, it's always something, kind of Eeyore, kind of Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh. I say it's always negative. There's nothing like good to look to. And that would be the person. Limited edition. So just remember, you're a limited edition. You're very authentic. This is bringing on haters, a secret enemies, pretending, smiling in your face, pretending to be your friend in your circle somewhere, or a supporter somewhere. Because you have spark of creativity, there's something about you that just makes someone outraged. Okay, they're outraged. So you were rerouted, okay? Spirit took you off the path you were going on. So at some point, you may have been going down one vein of the aisle, and then you change route. And you didn't know why it happened. Maybe there was a flagger that said, no, you want to go that way. And you had no idea you were being rerouted by something divine. It was divine intervention. Michael, Archangel Michael, may have been instrumental here, because maybe there was something planning, a plot ahead. It could have literally been when you were driving, riding your bike, something like this, but you were actually rerouted on purpose. You were promoted, or you're going to be promoted. And this is something this person's seeing. You're going to get offers. You have offers. You're going to have them. Your third eye is coming open. If it hasn't already, it is about to. And you're disconnected from this person. So if you know who this person is, you sufficiently have blocked them. And they're very upset about that. They see you maybe as bougie, or they are assuming you're bougie. They think you're fancy pants. They think that you're somebody who is materialistic, and that makes them jealous and or judgmental. So they could be Virgo. They don't have to be Virgo or Libra. For me, would be those two signs, but it could be anything in the chart, anywhere. We called signs earlier. I'm going to get a little more energy on this in a minute. There could be a cultural class. So you could come from a different, say, heritage, ancestry, or say you're Japanese and they're white, or they're African American, and or maybe we're talking about, we could even be talking about somebody who's Russian and somebody who's Mexican. I mean, it could be any kind of, you know, like juxtaposition, right? So there's some kind of a schism when it comes to your heritages. Loyal fans, you have loyal fans, and that really, really upsets them. So I think that they have tried to poach that, or else they try to get in the thick of it to be around where your fans are, the people who are kind to you, people who are your supporters, your cheerleaders. And lucky in love, you've had some good luck and opportunities. Somebody has brought you roses. Somebody's brought you victory. Somebody's said, will you date me? People have shown you their heart. People have shown you they would like a chance with you. This has been seen. Somebody who sees this definitely doesn't want to see this for you. We have private investigator. Yeah, they're digging so much. They should be a private investigator. They're really looking into you. This could be somebody at the workplace. Okay, so that gives you another idea. This could be an ex that you call cold-blooded. The song Paula Abdul, Cold-Hearted Snake, comes to mind. We have, they get high and they go crazy. I'm almost done here. So this is an antagonist. So yeah, they turn you into a frenemy. You were a friend. So they secretly slithered their way through with bitter pills to make you say not a friend. Okay, so you're a secret enemy. And it's like playing solitaire. You didn't know you were playing against an enemy. So you were playing, okay, this is like an inside joke here. You weren't really playing with yourself. Okay, haha, right? But you were, that's adult humor there. Okay. So you weren't meant to play in solitaire. You thought you were playing a game against somebody that was your friend. You thought you were playing a game that two friends play. And no, you were actually the only one really playing the game, because the other one was your person that is your, would be now frenemy, if you figure out who they are, right? They were plotting. They were being an enemy behind your back, behind the scenes. They had a mask. And we have manipulative X. This could be a manipulative X, okay? Nostalgia trap. Now, I'm also getting that the X has come back to stir up stuff because it didn't go the way they wanted when it ended with you. Mercury retrograde is on high blast right now. As I'm reading this, unchanged. They're not changed, and they're holding on to the past with you, going over old photos, videos, audios. They're tampering with something. They're sabotaging something. They're being very deceitful. We have competition. Yes, there's a lot of competition behind the reasoning for this person to be doing this. They can't let go of creating illusions. The competition is the core of the problem, I think, because you're in your era. You could be, one of you could be Sagittarius or Gemini. You're in your era. This person may have done disappearing acts on you, ghosting. Again, family. It could have been your family. Traffic jam, rerouted. Yes, you were rerouted for protection. To put you on top, because you're actually the rising star. So it's like you don't want to be at the bottom of the tree. You're the star that goes to the top of the tree. We're not going to give you these positions. It's kind of like being told, you know, you're going to get this nosebleed seat, but you didn't know you're getting the best seat in the house. That is what you've been given. And so the fake applause is coming from this person, okay? So this person who is pretending to be a friend or supporter, yeah, you're still standing. That is what bothers them. You are still standing. And this may be somebody you divorced or are divorcing. And yes, this is work. This is sabotage at work. Somebody wants to see you fall on your face. And there's clickbait involved, okay? So yeah, you could have a catfisher on your be it Facebook, be it YouTube, be it TikTok, you know, Instagram, anywhere. But you're effortless at getting attraction. You're like Empress energy. You attract, you don't chase. Okay. And you are making an epic comeback. So anybody who is waiting for you to come back, yeah, you're spreading your wings and you're flying high. The colleagues that are teaming up against you, they could be in a group. It doesn't have to be, okay? So it could be this person has enlisted others to hate on you. So it could be colleagues that are just jealous, and that's what's going on. A couple more here. Yeah, so somebody's creating a bootleg, a fake version of what it is you have created. So you may have told them before just to kick rocks. And this person doesn't know what's going to hit them because all this karma is coming in for them. All this karma is theirs. Let's find out with the spiritual dice a little of this energy. I have some tarot I pulled from a grimoire, which is a darker energy. I pulled these for them, for their karma, and I'm just going to read them real quick. So the wheel is coming out and not for them. I'm getting kind of like mafiosa saying in their ear, and this is in the demon world, like the demons are kind of like the Al Capones, the mafia, and they're saying, hey, we want our cut. And so the wheel is coming in favor for them. When it does, they're going to have to give like 70%. That's what I'm seeing here. Like 7 out of 10, right, is for the demons because they're hungry. These demons want paid. And so if they were playing, they're paying the price. Okay, now I have the Hermit. They're going over the spell book. Okay, they're going over the spell book. They're thinking, what did I do wrong? I'm in poverty now. How can I fix this? How can I make this better? And in Hermit mode, they're not wanting to come out. They're in this seclusion because they don't want anybody to see that everything backfired on them. And then we also have them being hunted day and night in sleep and waking hours by what would be demons, okay, or spirits that are unhappy. And they could be your ancestors headed over there. And that could be, okay. And the Hierophant, they're waiting for divine timing on that person they really want, the person they want to love, marry, and cherish. They're not getting it. That left in the altar energy, that no divine timing is coming for them, that is for them. And the Hangman, this could be that they're going to be hanging and waiting for a good long while. Hopefully they won't be suicidal, okay? You know the word I mean, right? Hopefully they won't, because if it does absolutely go that dark, they were doing, let's just say, this is trigger warning, okay? Let's just say it comes to that, they were doing some really bad things on you. Okay, I'm just saying this just to let you know if it does. Okay, 8 of Pentacles, yeah, they're at the grind, they're working, but I see a hungry demon saying, pay me, pay me. And it brings to mind that old Little Shop of Horrors, you know, that big Venus flytrap who's hungry and it needs to have sacrifices, right? So this is wanting payment. And then we have, they can't reach their goal. They have a castle and they have a divine counterpart that they really want, and they can't get up there. They can't get up the hill. It's like they don't have the endurance. They don't have the sustainability. They don't have gas in the tank. They can't make up the hill for their desire, for their want, for their wish, for their love. They can't have any of that because they have done this to themselves. Lovers, they made the bad choice. Okay, they made the bad choice. And finally, they're holding on to their final coin. They have one final coin because they really are pretty much in poverty because of doing this. So this is coming for someone. Okay, so you can claim what's yours and leave what isn't. And we're going to do, if you need to ask me any questions, we're going to do that very soon. And I'm going to do it on another stream. So you'll have to come in here, watch for the stream. We'll start that one immediately. And we will have tarot, we will have dice, we will have pendulum. So have your questions ready for that. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing. I hope that we have new people here too, but I really appreciate the OGs so much. And hey, Delaney, hey, Carrie, hey, Cherry, and hey, Jeffrey. Thank you for coming by. I saw you earlier. Thank you so much. That was a little shout out for some of our OGs. Okay, we're going to get some dice here. We want to find out who these people could be for those that are listening in the collective. Who the secret hater could be. Okay, so we have Sagittarius, shadow is Gemini. We have Pisces, shadows Virgo. We have Cancer, the shadow is Capricorn. This is almost half the zodiac, or actually, maybe it is. Okay, so we have Leo, and the shadow is Aquarius. And then we have Taurus, and the shadow is Scorpio. And I did call Scorpio earlier, and Sagittarius, and Pisces, I think, when we started. So those three are in here. So you could be one of these two anyway, one of you two, you or your person. And that is what I have. And I really, really hope you enjoyed. And I really hope that you get your protection. You know you are protected. Speak to your ancestors. Thank your ancestors. Tell your ancestors, your angels, and who did you speak to, right? That you're grateful for the protection they bring you, because they are keeping you protected. And you may need to just kind of like up the shields, and this is a real significant time now. So be well. It's Cosmic Sage, and I will be out for now. I'll see you very soon.